everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for just bullshit, whatever we want. I'm your host, Cleo. With me, I have Jake and Mike.
Hi.
I have wine.
This has no format.
It
It doesn't need a format.
doesn't need a format.
I don't have any alcohol. I have water.
This intro is really long. This intro is 6 minutes. I was not prepared for it to be that long.
There's probably a point where you should have just said, well, I think you did that. You just said, yeah, fuck it.
I did say, yeah, fuck it. Like, 45 seconds in, I was like, this is a little too long. I want to start this bullshit podcast with what's on our desks.
Hey, 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 what's on my desk?
Is that the theme song? That should be the theme song. Hey, hey, what's on my desk? So first, I have wine, and Daniela is asking, what wine? Or she says nice wine, but it's...
Is it a dessert wine?
No, this is a very dry red wine. I like dry red wines.
I'm with you on that one. I
I
like dry wines in general. Red, though, is the preferred medium. My parents like white wine, but...
It's rare that I find a white wine I like, but when I do, I usually buy it.
Very true.
Well, if you ever buy a white wine, just put red food coloring in it, so it looks like red wine, and it'll actually taste much better.
Does it work that way?
I don't think that's...
It actually works that way. They did an experiment, so where they asked people who had money to buy expensive red wine and taste it, and then they when they would ask for the red wine again, they would give them white wine, but they would color it red and tell them that it was the same, and when they drank it, to them it tasted the same.
You see, I'm fairly sure I'd be able to tell.
And they've done a similar experiment where they gave they were doing a taste test and multiple rounds of testing with a very, very expensive wine and a very, very cheap wine. However, they were the exact same wine in different bottles.
Yeah, see, that I'll believe. The red and white,
and
I don't believe.
Everybody said that the more expensive wine was all, it tasted better. And they used bigger words and longer sentences to describe it. And then they got called on their bullshit, and most of them were really pissed off.
Well, I don't know why, but I feel like people who just know a lot about wine. It is something. Wine is actually something you can study, and I just feel like people who do study it are really pretentious. That's just me stereotyping it. All the wine tasting people.
I think people who pretend to study it are the pretentious ones. The people who are actually serious about it, I think, have,
I know a few things about wine. The few things I know about wine is that the primary fermented medium is grapes. Mm-hmm. There are other kinds of wine you can ferment from rice, honey, and so on. It has alcohol in it, and I could tell you the general winemaking process. Other than that, I know shit.
And it's called wine.
It's called wine,
yes.
That too.
It tastes
yummy. Good. This tastes bad.
Yeah.
I drink what tastes good.
Yes.
Hey, why did the roast beef complain so much?
And if it is a dry red wine that is $5 a bottle, I'm likely going to like it more than the $65 option. And just really because I'm a cheap date.
Yeah, anyway.
So what's on our desk,
yes,
right?
What's on our desks?
I have here... they're in my hand. I have here a stack of blank Cards Against Humanity cards.
Oh, look at that.
As well as...
Those are the best.
Are we planning
as
anything
well
for
as the... No. Well, actually, I don't have a Sharpie.
Chad, if you would like to call out some things for
Chad,
Mike's...
give us questions and stuff.
Or if you want to call out one or two ideas for my blank cards, I have black and white, so questions and answers, and I will save them in a note file so I can write them when I have a Sharpie. I also have...
I can also ask us anything, and chat, you can give us suggestions if you want any topics that you want to talk about. Yes. You can give us dares, or truth or dares, or whatever, or never have I ever's, anything you want, we'll do it.
I also
we'll think
have
about doing it.
The sci-fi expansion set for Cards Against Humanity that I keep forgetting to add to my main set. And
see, the thing about I found with our last couple times playing Cards Against Humanity the whole entire game is too hard to play. Like, every single card is not that fun.
Especially now that they have so much.
Yeah, when we played that little box that you got recently, in the last couple months, that was a lot of fun because they were all new cards for us.
Like, I mean, this has some lovely white cards, such as laying thousands of eggs in a man's colon, or frantically writing equations on a chalkboard. A misty room full of glistening egg sacs, and I can't read this, but this picture of Sean Connery.
Which is my favorite picture of Sean Connery, by the way.
And also on top of it, because I just found it again, is the silver, shiny holographic out of the bigger, blacker box.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
It is the biggest,
fancy.
blackest dick written in silver lettering.
I'm still proud of the 2 drawings I made. One was Dick Butt, and the other one was...
The jar of pickled fetuses.
Pickled fetus, that's what it was. Pickled fetus. After we watched that episode of Game of Thrones.
Oh, we used to do Game of Thrones.
Where
weekly Game of Thrones
where
meetings.
What's-Her-Face
Did
kept
you
her...
win with any of those cards?
Yes.
Well, I won.
Pretty sure I've won with both Dick Butt and Pickled fetus.
Well, I never won with drawing because I'm not creative enough to draw something, as something like that. But I did write on one of the blank cards, and I won with this one. It was just aborted fetus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of terrible jokes in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start on my desk with a new water bottle I got. It says, "Drink your effing water."
I want to start also. I've already started, but I want to continue with something I just noticed on my desk. It's kind of the opposite of water and hydration. It is a bottle of Kikkoman soy sauce. I don't know why it's on my desk, but that's
Wait, hasn't that been there a really long time?
No, since last night.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I seem to remember you saying there's a bottle of soy sauce on your desk. Oh, I still have my razor that I've been saying has been on my desk for fucking ever.
That I may have had soy sauce on my desk at another time.
I think you did.
But this is the 37% less sodium version.
Oh, wow. Let's see. I have a lot of hats on my desk today. I have my 1940s, what I call the 1940s paperboy hat.
Yes.
You could wear it, and so I'll just try that on actually. So you could wear it this way. So this is 1940s paperboy, or if you're going for a different look, you could turn it this way. This is the douchey director look.
Ah.
So it's 2 hats in one.
Yep. I know that look well.
You know what? I would have never been able to call that look, but now you put a name to it, and yes, I could see it.
Yeah, douchey director or pretentious director, one of the two.
They all wear a hat like that.
So we could do that. So you could do it this way if you're feeling, out of character today. You could do that, or you could, if you want to be cute, you could do it the other way. Let's see. We have my Cyclops, my '90s Cyclops hat that I usually wear for Legion.
Yeah.
Which
my Peter hat.
Yes, of course. My Peter Pan hat is somewhere. I have it. It's got a yellow feather, not a red one, though. But I have to say, speaking of Legion, I'm really glad that we did it. That we did Legion.
Yeah.
That was a great time.
It was
short
such
series.
But it was short, but it felt really
full.
It felt really large in scope, but it was really an internal small story if you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And just because it was just done so uniquely, and just there's no other show like Legion.
There really isn't. And another show we started this season was Star Wars Rebels, and I'm really glad that we did that one too. Just talking about it in this kind of a forum was great for me. I love Rebels so much.
Which I need to get back into because I stopped after midway season 3. Mm-hmm. I need to pick it back up again.
Oh yeah, the second half of season 3 is phenomenal. And
I know, and considering that Rebels is supposed to be canon, I am expecting a certain somebody to show up in another certain movie.
Yeah, I mean, we heard Hera's name mentioned in Rogue One.
Yeah, she's my favorite character.
Around. That's what we were talking about in season 3. You know, we were like, well, okay, who cannot die? Like, who is plot armor? Hera has plot armor. Chopper has plot armor. You know, we went through the list, and it was like, we can rule these people out because they are mentioned. They are there in the future. So, my heartbreak won't be nearly as bad as it might be, because they kept saying, you know, certain characters were gonna get killed off. I'm like, no, stop! My heart can't take it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And speaking of Rogue One, just everybody, the thing that happened at the end of that movie. That everybody said was going to happen, but I just thought, no, there's something else that's going to go on. And my theory was that all of those rebels, or the rogue ones, they were going to turn out to be the Knights of Ren.
Oh.
But no.
No. But no.
Because just
no.
thinking about when we were before Rogue One came out, it's just like, this feels like Halo Reach. Is this going to be Halo Reach?
It was totally Halo Reach. With a badass, Darth Vader carving rebel troops up scene.
Slasher film Star Wars.
Yeah,
basically.
Seriously.
Which, I mean, that has to be one of the most brutal, depictions of Vader.
Yeah.
Well, it is the most brutal depiction of Vader on the big screen.
Is. I mean, he was already...
I was going to bring up the comic.
In the comics, he is way more brutal. But, that's the thing. He has this... In the original trilogy, he has this gravitas, this, he just emanates fear everywhere he goes. Everybody's scared of him, except for the one guy he chokes out at a staff meeting. But
he could kill you, but he didn't.
Right.
Because he was classy.
This scene puts you in the shoes, or, from the viewpoint of the standard Rebel foot soldier.
Yes.
Or large Starship Security Force. Anyway, standard soldier.
The red shirts.
The red shirts in their shoes. Dark hallway, ominous sound, red lightsaber lights up, illuminates Darth Vader. Yeah. And now you're all dead.
Yeah. And coming away from that movie... obviously all the emotions, but it was just like, there was a darker movie. There was a darker version of this movie.
That's what they said.
That they had to reshoot, and everyone was being worried about it, whether or not the movie was going to be good or not. I would like to see what it could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because here's some things that I did think changed. So y'all remember that scene with Saw Gerrera and the weird tentacle thingy?
Yes.
So that thing just kind of came out of nowhere, and then then after that we saw Bodhi, and he's kind of crazy and whatever. The thing messed up with his mind. I think the CG octopus was put in after, and no, this is just me speculating, but I think the original intent for that scene was they tortured him, both mentally and physically, where his mind went to mush. Probably. And then they thought, and I don't think they shot the scenes, but they shot scenes that implied what they were doing to him. But I think they thought, okay, let's tone it back a little bit, and they just thought, okay, just put in weird tentacle porn monster.
From what I understand, there were more scenes with Vader being a slasher villain.
Yeah, there was, I think they said there was a scene on the planet. Where the whole Rogue One battle takes place. Yeah. With Vader.
And supposedly that scene was, considering how brutal the one we got was, supposedly the one that they cut was far more brutal.
Yeah.
So,
But it's still a dark movie.
Yes.
If you think about it, I always go back to this scene. So there's a scene where Jin saves a child, and I always hate that. There's a battle going on, there's just a child standing in the middle of all of it. Just run, okay? Just run.
Child, where is your parent?
but she saves the child, and then she gives it back to their mother. The child's dead. Everybody on that planet is dead.
Yeah, that kid's dead. But I mean, yeah.
So good on you, Jin. You tried.
Any non-imperial or like contracted worker who didn't get out on a transport when that Star Destroyer took off is DED dead.
Yeah.
And not everybody on the planet, if there were settlements on the other side, they likely lived. But,
Mm-hmm.
Big doom laser.
Big doom laser.
Mm-hmm.
While we're talking about Star Wars... Wait, do I have something Star Wars here? Yes, I do.
I was say, are we talking about doom lasers? I like doom lasers.
Ahsoka.
What is that?
It's Ahsoka.
Oh, it's Ahsoka.
Oh no, I have no. She's all the way over there. My other Ahsoka. She's over there somewhere. I can't get her. She's right there next to. She's right there next to our master in Baloo.
So, the Star Wars celebration is happening right now in Orlando. My friend Sam is there. She did the Rebels podcast with us. And I wanted to get to fit the Carrie Fisher tribute in before we started this, but I didn't have time. But I watched their like intro, like here's the 40th anniversary like little montage they did, and like even just the montage of everything made me like teary-eyed because this is the first Star Wars thing we've got without Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very... I'm still not over it. Like, it's still not real to me that both her and her mom are gone.
Yeah.
So, and I looked up to her and her mother. They both were just amazing. Debbie Reynolds, I mean, it's Debbie Reynolds. But Carrie Fisher, there was just something about her that was like so unique. She wasn't funny, she was witty. You know what I mean? And I mean, it was funny, but like she just had, it just sort of came naturally to her, like just the things that she would say. Like you're like, no normal human would say this, but when you say it, it just sounds natural.
Yeah.
It sounds natural, and like you're not bullshitting us.
Yeah,
thank you for that.
There was an honesty about her, and just the way she would interact with other people, the way she plays off other people is great. There was a skit on her when she was on Ellen, and her and Ellen were just on the road with homemade signs selling Star Wars tickets. And so she said, "We have Star Wars tickets. You have like $1 or something." And people thought it was like a joke. So in order to like get people to give them money, Carrie Fisher said, let's just say we're doing it for like a charity. And then so like the person in the car said, "What are you doing for, like, what charity is it?" She's like, "It's mental illness for animals."
Mental illness for animals.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I know this is the bullshit podcast. It's supposed to be random, and I've been debating how random I want to be, but I want to talk about local news because, not local news, but a news story I read today.
Sure.
And you may have seen it. An 8-year-old boy stole his parents' car after they fell asleep. He learned how to drive by watching YouTube videos. He took the car with his 4-year-old sister to drive her to McDonald's because they were both craving burgers.
Oh my god.
Did they have money?
Apparently they did. And when they pulled in through the drive-thru, and the staff at McDonald's thought that it was some kind of joke or a prank, one of those drive-thru pranks. When they realized that there was no adult involved, they called the cops. Apparently the poor little kid just started bawling his eyes out, realizing, "Oh, I fucked up."
Oh, wow.
So yeah, random.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know where you were going with that story, but that's not where.
I don't either.
It's not where I expected it to go.
But good on you, 8-year-old.
Yeah. You'll be fine
Yeah,
when 16 rolls around. Don't worry about it.
You were expecting that to be a lot worse, weren't you?
I don't know. There's been a lot of really weird and crazy news stories.
Well,
I mean,
yeah. there
figured
are
that
other
was
things
pretty
going
tame.
on in the world, though. There are more important things going on in the world, but crazy things like that. I think we kind of need it.
Yeah.
In the time that we're in right now.
Just like I need to like shove cat videos in my face whenever I'm feeling like overwhelmed. It's like, oh, there's a cat doing something stupid. Good, let me look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
Moving on.
I want to talk about movies we're excited for this year. Because we're still pretty
Yes.
new in the year. We haven't hit
Yeah.
the blockbuster arc of, May to September when all like the big shit comes out.
Well,
We
we
haven't
made
had-
it. We made it past January, so we're gonna. So that's like where the, January. That's like the dead month.
Yeah,
So
it's
like,
like
you stick the movies that you're not interested in. You stick them in January, because if it's not an Oscar contender, why the fuck are you going to a movie in January?
exactly.
But right now
January is
we're
for catching up on Oscar flicks.
Right, and we haven't hit summer.
We're in the okay-ish arc right now.
Yeah.
Some indie movies are coming out, and then some like smaller movies are coming out. Beauty and the Beast came out,
Yes, I actually.
which I was excited for. I've seen it. I absolutely love it. I don't know. Fuck y'all, condemn me. I think it's better than the original.
I would never like say, oh, how dare you,
Mm-hmm.
But that Power Rangers, which absolutely, I know I was gonna love Power Rangers because of Power Rangers, but I didn't expect it to be good, and it was.
Yeah, that's another one I super really
Not just a
wanna
good Power
see.
Rangers movie, just a good movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're into the, let's see, big movies that are coming out. The Mummy remake.
Wonder Woman, yes.
The Mummy movie remake?
I'm going through a list of them. Give me a break here.
No.
Ones that are supposed,
That's
that
not
are
happening.
generating buzz.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's not a thing.
Anyway, the new Alien movie.
Which I am kind of interested in.
because
Alien Covenant.
I actually liked Prometheus.
Prometheus,
I know some people
liked.
didn't. I liked
I
it.
realize everybody's problem with it, and from both a common sense and a science-y, I like science. I have a background in science. From those standpoints, I screamed at almost every character in that movie, "You are a fucking retard." What? It's like, I'm going to partially I'm embellishing here, but I'm going to make love to the alien-looking cobra. I mean, if
Does
a
that
thing
happen?
on Earth, an alien snake-like creature stood up like this and opened up a hood like a cobra. Now, if you saw a cobra do that, what are you going to do? Are you going to try and touch it? No. What did this guy do? He tried to touch it. And he was supposed to be some xenobiologist.
Oh, you made it sound like he tried to stick his dick in it. Like,
Oh, no.
that was something else?
That comes later.
That's a thing that does happen later.
Oh, I
was
definitely
not
have to watch
movie.
this movie now.
And then and a birthing scene, kind of.
So, yeah, Wonder Woman and Justice League.
Yes.
Justice League, Wonder Woman, I am excited for.
Yes. Okay.
I'm more excited for Wonder Woman.
I am
out of
also
the
more
two.
excited for Wonder Woman. But I'm also excited for Justice League just as a continuation of what the fuck is going on from Batman vs. Superman. Because if you guys have been following me on social media, I just...
You're losing your shit.
I'm losing my shit over Batman vs. Superman. I watched the theatrical cut like a couple months ago, and I wrote a thing about Man of Steel. If you want to go to my WordPress, it's cleomoto.wordpress.com. You can read my thing on Man of Steel. If you want to follow me on Tumblr, Cleomoto, I wrote a short thing about Batman vs. Superman. I'm going to write like 3 more articles about Batman vs. Superman because I can't wrap my head around it. I have so many thoughts that they need to come out.
Yeah.
One of the things that I did enjoy, I don't know if anybody else agrees with this, but one of the things that I did actually love, not just thought it was okay, but actually, because people have been saying like, oh, this part of it was okay. No, I actually love this part. Well, it was any scene with Bruce and Diana. I love those two together.
Yes, they were very interesting. I do. They always are. Like, those two characters are always very... Their dynamic is always interesting. Jake, have you seen... Which version did you see?
I've seen both.
You've seen both. Okay. Because honestly, after seeing the theatrical version, one thing I had was I was like, oh, we didn't really get to see so much of Clark. Like, I wanted to see dorky Clark. And then I watched the Ultimate Edition, and I was like, you gave me all of the scenes with Clark. Like, every scene I could possibly have wanted with Clark, you gave me. Him and Lois, like, that's kind of what I really loved about the Ultimate Edition, was how much more we got of nerdy reporter Clark.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love nerdy reporter Clark.
Yeah. And I say it in my Man of Steel thing. I was like, we got this brooding fucking Clark. Can we, like, bearded Clark? Can we get the dorky glasses Clark, please?
I can fly. I'm so sad right now.
Someone brought up a good point I read.
I'm sad that I'm flying.
In a modern world where, like, every police agency or pretty much anybody with enough money has facial recognition software, how is one not pinged Clark Kent as Superman yet?
I have no idea.
Because Clark Kent wears glasses, guys.
It's so different.
A couple
facial
of movies
recognition software's one fatal flaw is glasses.
Right. Now,
I don't know if anybody saw that Doctor Who Christmas special, the most recent one.
No.
I saw half.
They made a joke about that. The Doctor has a Superman comic, and he's reading through it, and he's telling the kid who he's visiting. He says, I just had like a breakthrough. He's like, look at this. Look at Clark Kent. He's like, the kid's like, yeah? Now look at Superman. Now look at Clark Kent. Now look at Superman. He's like, I don't get what you're trying to say. He's like, they're the same person. And the kid's like, huh? He's like, yeah, look, see, I drew specs on Superman's picture.
And the kid's like, yeah, everybody knows that.
Okay, so I'm just going to fire off a couple movies here.
Fire.
I'm going to ignore the Marvel movies because that's a given. You know, Thor, Spider-Man, and...
Thor is another one I want to talk about because we just got a new trailer.
Right. And we will get to that big. But I'm just going to quick list these. Let's see. Movie I'm eventually going to see, the 8th Fast and the Furious. I'm not going to go see it in theaters. I have seen them all, just for the hell of it.
I heard the 8th one's good.
Supposedly it's going to be good. The new Pirates of the Caribbean comes out this year. Yes, they've made too many movies, but I love Johnny Depp as that role, and I'm going to watch it anyway.
And Orlando Bloom's back as what's-his-face.
Exactly.
I don't really care about him. I don't really care about his character, but like it's nice to see him back. And I do love those movies. I do love all of them. So I will see this one.
I think, and I think there was a teaser trailer, which was just what's the new villain? What's that actor's name?
I don't know. I don't know the actor's name. I know the character's name.
I know who.
In which?
Huh?
Brain?
Huh?
What actor? What villain?
The new villain in the new Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
but that trailer just had him and his dudes. Like, it didn't have anybody else, and they came up to this young guy and was like, we're looking for Captain Jack Sparrow, whatever the fuck. And it was like, that to me was such a terrible trailer because their, aesthetic was very similar to the Davy Jones stuff, but, like, less impressive. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they were the newer trailer that has everybody in it, when that was put next to these new villains, I was like, okay, this looks like a movie I'd want to see. Like that's a little better.
Chat
like
Javier Bardem.
Yes, Javier Bardem. Thank you. Love that man.
I know the character's name just because it's my last name.
Hey, I just found out that Faramir is in the new Pirates of the Caribbean, so I'm curious.
Faramir
let's see.
And young Johnny Depp is also in.
Young Johnny Depp. The Dark Tower.
Disney with your de-aging technology.
Which has come a long way since Tron Legacy, thank the Lord, because Tron Legacy
I forgot about that.
So movies I'm, tentative on. The Dark Tower. That's gonna either be amazing or a total flop.
Okay.
I'm gonna see it. We'll see how it goes.
It's a movie?
Yeah. Yes, they're making a movie this year.
They're doing the entire series.
That's like a long ass series though, right?
Yeah.
How many fucking movies are they gonna make?
It starts with Gunslinger. We'll see where that one goes.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's good, because I do love that book.
So, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I'll have to be in jail to not go see that. But let's list off a couple of movies I am definitely not going to see this year.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Smurfs: The Lost Village, which I think came out already, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it did.
The Baywatch movie, even though it's got The Rock in it, and I love The Rock.
I just honestly don't care.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Probably not going to see Transformers unless it's on TV and I'm like got nothing else to do and I'm in the same room.
I can't even bring myself to watch the first one with Marky Mark. Like, I can't even bring myself to that point.
Oh, and this one I forgot about. The new Kingsman, the sequel to Kingsman is coming out, so I'm going to see the shit out of that.
Kingsman I didn't watch was really interesting.
I love that movie. That movie is a gem. Because it's like completely fucking ridiculous. It's like making fun of spy movies while actually being a good spy movie. Spy movie,
yeah.
I am going to change hats.
Yay!
Go for it.
I have all these hats. I'm just going to use them.
Just going to keep changing hats.
Now, for a 5-second break with the Evil Overlord rule number 2. My ventilation ducts will be too small to crawl through. Notice how many evil overlords are toppled because the hero crawls through the ventilation shafts to sneak around their base. I'm done. Like I said, quick 5 seconds.
That was like a Family Guy cutaway gag.
Good talk.
Good talk.
Now for something completely different.
Oh, you want something completely different? Fast and the Furious related. It was a question I saved for this show because I knew we were supposed to be random.
All right.
So, I'm going to set the scene here. Well, I'm just going to read it. When Paul Walker goes to Vin Diesel's house party in the Fast and the Furious 1, they're playing I Got Hosed by Ludacris on the stereo. But in Too Fast, Too Furious, Ludacris appears as street racer Tej Parker. So in the Fast and the Furious universe, who sang I Got Hosed? Was it Tej? Was it Ludacris? Does Ludacris exist? And if not, what happened to the hose? Who's got them now? Are the hose okay? I don't know what. I was scrolling through Facebook and someone posted this, and I'm just like...
That's a great question. You know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of Ocean's 11. Where Julia Roberts plays a character who then impersonates a pregnant Julia Roberts.
And the whole plan is foiled by Bruce Willis playing himself.
Yeah. So fucking funny. Like, with the first... Okay.
That was the weakest of those 3 movies, but that was, like, the best part.
Yeah, Ocean's 2 was... It fell short, but that was just, like, the what the fuck were you thinking part. Like...
It was pretty great.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about... this is a giant list, but like there's a bigger list out there. So Disney essentially put out all the movies that they're going to be doing for like the next 5 years. Granted, some of these can change, and and some they are working on all of them, not filming all of them, mind you, just working on them, developing scripts and things like that, and just and some of these are just ideas. But there's a whole list on there online. You can find it pretty much anywhere. But I just listed off the ones that interest me, and even then, it's still a long list. I'm just gonna try to go through these as best I can, and just say just if you want to chime in about your thoughts about any of them, feel free. But I'm just gonna try to read these off. So Pirates 5, we already kind of talked about that. I'm going to see it. I love Pirates movies, so yeah, that one's a go for me. Cars 3. Moving on.
Yeah, honestly. I liked Cars 1. I always meant to watch Cars 2, but for some reason never got around to it.
I don't know. I just don't care. I just really don't care. Cars 1, I can watch it. I can watch it, but I really only like the scene with the neon lights. That's really the only good thing to me about that movie. It's the part that I will actually watch by itself just because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Cars 2, shit. Cars 3, I'm just not interested. I'm like, okay, I get it. You crash. But let's see, what's after that one? Coco, new Pixar movie, about Dia de los Muertos, which looks kind of interesting. I saw a trailer for it, and it looks really pretty. So, just on visuals alone, I'll probably go see it. Wreck-It Ralph 2, which I am super excited about. But I don't know. I'm
I love
kind
that
of.
movie.
It's called Ralph Wrecks the Internet, so it's going to be about the characters going into the internet and messing around with mobile games and things like that. But actually, when I heard that they were doing Wreck-It Ralph 2, I was hoping that Wreck-It Ralph 2 would be about sequels, about Ralph finding out that his game had a sequel and like going to that game. And
Like a nega Ralph.
yeah, yeah, like an actual evil Ralph.
Yeah.
Yeah, because because it's a sequel, they got to be all hardcore and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, Incredibles 2, one Pixar sequel that the only Pixar sequel I actually wanted. The only one I actually wanted.
Yeah.
Finally getting it.
Been so long. I watched The Incredibles recently, and I was just like, wow, this is so old.
It is, but it's a great superhero
Oh, it
movie,
is.
and
For
it's from just not counting Marvel. Marvel's just like, I mean, it is Disney, but like it's its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Disney doesn't really have a lot of superheroes, and speaking of that, we're going to go to another movie later on this list about superheroes as well. But Incredibles 2, I'm super excited about. I hope it's good. I really, really hope it's good
Me too.
because like those actors are old.
Yeah.
So I don't really know
Well,
what it's going to be about.
I hope it's about the kids. I hope it's about
Yeah,
Jack, Violet, and Flash. Dash? Flash Dash? Dash.
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 Just more
Dash
Edna
Rendar.
mode, please. I want more Edna. The live action
Yes,
Mulan.
Edna. Yeah.
So
Uh,
they are. You'll find that some of these on this list are live action retellings, and Mulan is actually one I am looking forward to because I think that would be really beautiful if you did it right. And but I will not see the movie if Eddie Murphy is not in a dragon suit. Just Eddie Murphy in a plastic dragon suit.
Yeah.
While we're talking about Mulan, I want to bring up how everybody really overreacted about it on Facebook. So the first overreaction was thinking that they were gonna damsel Mulan, which I think is a proper reaction to that news. But the one that I didn't understand was when there was some article saying there have been no talks about the music. And the director, the showrunner, whatever, came forward and was like, "Yeah, we haven't talked about soundtrack or anything yet." So they weren't saying that there wasn't gonna be any music, like any singing in it. And everyone was like, "No singing by Mulan." And I was like, they literally in this article say they haven't talked about it. They haven't gotten up to it yet. It's like, ugh.
They don't have. There's no cast list. There's
there's
no
nothing.
director so far.
There's
guys,
nothing.
calm down.
It's like, oh yeah, no, just calm down. Hold on.
Yep.
Okay.
It's like that was an
Yeah.
overreaction I did not understand.
Well, there's a lot of reactions on a lot of these actually. Second one, Gigantic, the Jack and the Beanstalk adaptation, which I don't know how I feel about that one. It could be interesting. I don't really know. I've seen a concept art and it looks kind of cool, but and it's supposed to take place in Spain, and the giant is supposed to be a little girl. So we'll see how that dynamic works out.
That's interesting. I like that.
But other than that, there's no really like story plot points that were revealed or anything. Just like the basic premise, it's Jack and the Beanstalk. Okay, second one, Mary Poppins Returns. Don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, me neither.
Because I do love Mary Poppins, and I would have liked. And there's other Mary Poppins books because they're based off books by P.L. Travers. And there are other books, but P.L. Travers says like you will after the first movie came out, she says you will never use any of my other books. You are not making another movie. They're making another movie, and
That's this year it's coming out?
Next year.
Okay, so December 2018. So they only waited 54 years.
Yeah.
Well,
but
they probably waited as long as they had to get the rights.
Yeah, probably. I really don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but I'm kind of disappointed because Kate Blanchett was interested in doing the role of Mary Poppins, and I actually would have liked to have seen that. I love her as an actress, but instead they casted Emily Blunt. And she's great too.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt is great too, and I think if you look at Emily Blunt Emily Blunt and like maybe with like the right makeup job, she looks like a young Julie Andrews. but I think I would have liked to have seen what Kate Blanchett would have done as opposed to Emily Blunt. But we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda is writing the music as well, so we know that's going to be great. And he's also going to be in the movie. He's going to be playing a Bert-type character. They haven't named him yet, but they said he is a lantern lighter. And I'm just going to, until you tell me otherwise, I'm just going to assume he's Bert.
Yeah, he's
I do
Bert
love Bert.
Jr.
I love that, and I have an autograph from Bert. When I went to go see him at Disneyland, and surprisingly, he drew a little kite for the tea.
That is so cool.
And when I went to go see him at Disneyland, I saw him at Disneyland. He was just standing by himself with some cast members. I'm like, really? There's no line for Bert? Like, are you? Is this a joke? Really? Nobody knows who Bert is, and it's really sad. So like, I just went up to Bert. I had a nice little conversation with Bert. I'm like, Bert, hi, I love you. I was like, when I was little, I wanted to be a chimney sweep, and we started like having chimney sweep talk and everything. I said we can go over to like to Toad Manor because like he has like 10 different chimneys. We can clean all of those.
All right then.
That's awesome.
So, I was really curious about this, so I started looking it up. Apparently, they made Mary Poppins in 1964, and the author said, "Oh, you're never using another one of my books." Mm-hmm. She died 21 years ago. Mm-hmm. So 20 years, probably got something to do with UK copyright laws, which is why they waited so long. Mm. Huh. Sorry, it was just a curiosity. I had to look that up.
I really don't know what happened. I mean, I do know what happened, like when they were making the original film, and all the shit that happened with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about this. I'm kind of excited to see more Mary Poppins, but I really don't know how it's going to hold itself up to the original. But we'll see. We'll see. Toy Story 4.
Oh, Toy Story! They said they weren't making any more.
They are making another one, and they said it's going to be a romantic comedy with Ken and Barbie. Interesting.
Oh, that's not what I was.
I like those. I like those two. I loved those two in Toy Story 3, but I don't know. I don't know if they can carry a movie, but we'll see.
We will. I wanted to just backpedal for a hot sec. Did you see Saving Mr. Banks?
Yes, I did.
And as much as I know that's not like 100% accurate, I really love that movie.
I do love that movie, and it's not. They did get like and it was a beautiful movie, I think, but yeah, just you could tell they Hollywooded it up.
They Disneyed it.
Yeah, but I still do like it.
Yeah.
And this story needed to be told. Mm-hmm. Because Disney kind of they kind of wronged her, P.L. Travers, like this injustice that they did do to her. So I do like the movie for that, and I just really like the movie in general.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so Toy Story 4, any thoughts?
Talking about Mary Poppins.
Any thoughts on Toy Story 4? Do you like the idea?
That's a I have to wait and see sort of a thing. That sounds really weird.
Yeah.
Right? It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
Weird.
I think Toy Story 3 was fine the way you ended it that way. I think you could have ended it there and
bookend.
Yeah. But I want to see those characters again because I do love them, but like I just think you kind of picked it back up and you didn't need to. Live action Aladdin, which I am excited for because I do love Aladdin, but there's a problem with the genie and who you're going to cast as the genie because there's a small little predicament there. But I think the only and tell me if like there's another actor that you have in mind, but the only other actor that I think could work as a genie is Kevin Hart.
I've heard that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't know.
This segment brought to you by a dog.
I think they would have to. What they would have to do is they would have to go like in this. Can't even say in the same vein of comedy as Robin Williams because he was sort of very unique.
Yeah. All his scenes were ad-libbed.
Yeah.
None of that was in the script.
Wow, really?
None of that was in the
I
script.
didn't know.
I remember, like, if you remember the scene with like the merchant, and he's just like
Yeah.
selling you whatever it is. They literally went across the street to the dollar
Also,
store.
it's julienne fries.
Yeah, they went across the street to the dollar store. They bought a bunch of things, put it in a box, and gave it to Robin. And the recording studio said, "Do shit with this."
Do shit.
Will not break. Will not. It broke.
It broke.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I would be interested if they made it like a female genie too.
That'd be
That would be
interesting too, actually.
Maybe someone like Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I actually like that idea.
I think they would have to go outside the box. I think that would be the only way it would work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. So I just hope, with the Middle Eastern culture, I hope it's tasteful.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Because, as you can see in Avatar The Last Airbender, you can get away with a lot more in a cartoon setting than you can in a live-action setting.
Yeah.
Also, probably don't let M. Night Shyamalan direct your shit.
No,
Just saying.
let's not do that. And I think there was talks about him doing a Legend of Korra movie. Thank God that never got off the ground. Okay, so let's take a break.
Will not touch my Korra!
Let's take a break from the list, because honestly, there's like a whole lot more. That's not half the list.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a long
I'd
list.
be alright with continuing the list.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. Does anybody else have things they want to talk about?
Mike, you got anything? Because I got one
Pulling up my list.
Okay, so I sort of wanted... We don't, on the ASOTV stuff, we don't really talk about video games, but I figured since this is the bullshit podcast, we can do whatever the fuck we want. And there's something that's... So if anybody knows anything about PC gaming, you'll know about Steam.
Yeah.
And Steam Greenlight has
Yeah.
been a cesspool of disgusting garbage for a long time. And Valve is getting rid of it. So
Yeah.
Steam Greenlight is leaving, gone for good.
Some good games have come out of Greenlight.
Yes, but a lot of...
We're going to go on a big butt.
Yeah, a lot of really terrible, like, no effort or creativity in it at all has come through and made money
How
off of it.
many Minecraft knockoffs?
What's that one? Because Jim Sterling literally did like 40 of the exact same game. There was
I don't remember.
There was some asset flip for it. I don't remember what it was either. But their solution, their replacement for Greenlight is called Steam Explorers. And it seems like it's something cross between the curators that already exist on Steam and Steam Greenlight.
Mm-hmm.
So normal users can sign up to be a Steam Explorer, and they get to try out unreleased games. The catch is you do have to buy it, but you have like a free sort of, I didn't like this, I can get my money back a week thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to do it. And I think that
I would like that. Yeah, it would expand my library of games that I play, like, by the variety, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
I mean, I get most of my games I get through Steam. Obviously, Blizzard games I can't get through Steam, and I play most of those. And if their EA is being, a stuck-up, uptight asshole, which they usually are, then I'll have to get it through Origin. Because, all their big title games go through Origin. And yeah. I like the idea of that.
Yeah.
It sounds interesting, actually.
And I honestly hope that this comes through. Because as soon as I heard it, and I watched both Jim Sterling and Total Biscuits talking about it, because they actually went to Valve to talk to executives about this stuff. And as soon as I heard like what it was about, I was like, we could do a whole SG Serious Gentleman Gaming thing, and call it like Steam Explorers or something. And I don't know, do a different weird game every week. I think that would be a very fun thing to do for us.
That'd be
Right. Like, you got me looking through Steam, and here's an early access one that's gotten through. Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. I'm going to read you the description.
I would love to hear the description, because most of the descriptions for shitty games on Greenlight are, like, badly translated.
It's early access. It's a $15 game. And their description is, here's a sandbox like no other. Create massive battles with absolutely no limits. Want to see 10,000 chickens fight an army of Romans? Sure, why not? Want to see a company of World War II U.S. soldiers fight 11,000 medieval soldiers? There are simply no limits to what you can achieve in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. And here's the thing. Overall reviews, out of 437 reviews, extremely positive.
Yeah,
Which I noticed when I was reading that, because I figured this would be, crap. Chuck Norris versus chickens, check. 50. Warrior tortoises, orcs, Spartans, zombies, World War II soldiers, check.
Oh,
okay, so apparently this is the best burn out your CPU simulator ever.
I'd imagine if they're rendering, 25,000 moving objects.
So, wow, apparently it's got really great reviews, and they're saying if it gets Steam Workshop support, then this game could be amazing. Okay, I'm sorry, I picked this out of the bunch thinking it was going to be crap, but apparently I stumbled on the gem.
A diamond in the rough, if you will.
Yes, exactly.
And honestly, the problem with Steam Greenlight wasn't the bad games, it was the literally stolen games, and they're actually referring to them as fake games now because they're literally just buying asset packs and releasing asset packs instead of making their own game with said asset packs.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the problem, and apparently they make their money through the trading cards.
And I've always had a problem with that. It's like, how many Candy Crush knockoffs are there on Facebook?
Oh God.
Or
I didn't even play Candy Crush.
Right, and the one that got me really nuts is when I was in high school, we used to a whole bunch of us would play a flash game called Crush the Castle. Mm-hmm. And the idea was you were given multiple medieval weaponry with multiple types of ammo, and the point was you had to destroy the castle, and kill everybody that's inside of it. The princess, the queen, the king, all the little soldiers. And then suddenly, the hit mobile game, Angry Birds comes out, and it's the exact same gameplay, except it's got cartoonish birds slapped on it.
Yeah.
I love Angry Birds. It's a lot of fun, but that just drove me nuts. It's like, clearly one of you guys played Crush the Castle.
Yeah.
And
it was like,
just
I have
reskinned
an idea.
it. It's like, there's no way that didn't happen. And then there was another Flash game we played called Kitten Cannon, where the point was I forgot how you played it exactly, but you had to launch a kitten out of a cannon and make it go as far as possible.
That just sounds fun.
Then one day I'm sitting in my physics class, and the kid next to me apparently was the guy who made it.
Wow.
He's like, oh yeah, it's like I do a Flash game, so I'm like, oh, you got any good ones? He goes, yeah, Kitten Cannon. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, okay. That was just a fun little story to share there. Mm-hmm. But when you guys are ready, I have a Mad Lib, but I'm not going to tell you what the title is.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm into it. I just wanted to say that I was looking for some more information on Steam Explorers than what I had heard from Total Biscuit and Jim Sterling. But apparently it's just so new that nobody's really got any info on it. Because, I mean, it is all just planning stages, so I don't know.
It's pitching around in the internal meetings or something, and, some of the bigger reviewers probably got word from it because they probably know people at Valve at this point.
Hopefully it does go through. Because it does sound cool and interesting.
Yep, so Mad Lib's
I'm game for it. Okay, here we go. So let me pull up. I put all the stuff we're going to need in a text because I got this one offline. So, sorry for the squeaking chair. It's terrible. I don't have a can of WD-40 handy. Anyway,
I do, actually.
If chat would like to join in, this is the first time. Usually when we used to do Mad Libs, we would, for any of our shows, we would ask chat to join in and give us one of the parts of speech, usually the one that there was the most of due to chat delay. It would allow us to fill in the rest. I need body parts.
Taint.
I'm going to use that.
Taint is a good go-to.
That's the first one I heard, so that's going in first.
You
So
you just said that, and I just started thinking of Kristen Shaw and her little... Well, I'll tell that story later.
Right. Chat, if any of you want to give us some body parts, they could be... You do a good mix. Don't do all R-rated craziness, but we'll go with that. And we'll fill in the rest if we don't have enough. Guys, I need an adjective.
Remind me parts of speech again. Adjective.
Okay, an adjective is a word that describes another word.
Another word. Okay.
So, for example,
Yeah.
the screen, shiny. Screen. Shiny is the adjective.
Hot.
Screen is the noun. Hot.
Hot. Could we do super hot? Super.
We can do super hot.
Super.
Super hot. I need a noun. Person, place, or thing.
I wanted to say fart. Oh, we lost a Jake.
You can say fart. A fart is a thing. We lost a Jake. Hopefully he'll be right back. When podcasts go longer than usual, things happen technical sidewise. Need another noun.
Oops.
That's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it.
Another noun. Okay, I'll think of a better one than fart.
Welcome to ASOTV. Prosthetic. A noun?
Noun? Prosthetic arm is a noun?
Yeah, it's a noun, but we also need like 8 body parts, so that's why I was like, huh.
Fine,
Prosthetic
chicken.
arm. A chicken.
A chicken.
Taking the place of my piano is Jake.
Macaruba.
My Karuba. I hate you. Okay, I need a verb that ends in ing.
Galloping.
Did you say one, Nikki? So my wife chimes in with Mike Aruba. She hasn't heard that one in so long, so she was giggling. What was your verb that ended ing? Because I was
galloping. I'm literally looking at things on my desk, and I looked at a horse.
Mike Aruba.
Macaruba. I don't know where that came from. I just said it.
I need a verb that does not end in anything. Just a verb.
Vomit.
Okay. We're going to use... I had stop yelled from across the room also. I'm going to use both. I got it. Hold on. So we'll put stop because
vomit.
I make that. And I needed another verb later, so I'm going to put vomit, but I'm going to add ing, so vomiting.
All right. Sounds good.
Now I need another verb that ends in s, or I can make it plural.
Hike. Walks. Walks. That's a noun. Walks is a noun. No, walks is a verb too.
She walks on by.
She walks, yeah.
Walks. Okay, so now... Oh, Jake. Where'd you go? I was hoping for good ones. I need an adjective.
Rough.
Rough. Ooh. I need another adjective, and then I need a noun.
Badass?
And now a noun.
Ahsoka. Oh no, Jedi.
Jedi.
That's good now. Oh, my
So
fingers
no
are
idea
all
what
dusty.
happened.
Huh?
Jake says in chat, no idea what happened.
Aw. No,
So-
we died.
Try adding him to the call again. Technical
I
difficulties.
do not
Gotta
know
love
how
it.
to do that.
What?
To add someone? Well, it's
The little-
already in?
Well, I just do it over the little plus. Oh, I see loading. I see loading. Loading bar. Circular swirly thing. Jake.
So I don't
please
know
break
if
that.
I've ever told you this, but when me and John did the PAX Serious Gentleman Gaming episode, I accidentally muted myself for 8 minutes for the stream.
Oh.
So John heard me. We were having conversations, but the stream couldn't hear me. And
Oh boy.
So now I'm paranoid. So every time, because my keyboard's so fucking loud, and I mute myself when I type. But then I'm like constantly checking to make sure I unmuted myself. I had to edit subtitles in for like 7 minutes of my my thingy.
I was excited, and then we lost him again.
I know.
Give him a minute. Okay. Well, I'll just keep going filling this in, and we could always pick this up in a few minutes.
Yes.
In order to finish this, I am going to need. We have taint already, but I'm going to need 1, 2.
Do we
3,
all?
4,
Do we have taint already? Is that?
Yes, that was the first body part.
Yes. No, I know. I was kidding.
I'm gonna need 6 more body parts because this is a weird Mad Lib.
Okay, 6 more body parts. Have your wife give you a couple.
Honey, if you want to chime in with those, please do. It's just me and Chrissy while Jake fixes his computer. Body parts, 6 of them. Huh? The uvula.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a fan favorite. That one is.
Fan favorite, the uvula. Left elbow. Thank you, honey. Let's see. Left elbow, uvula. Wonder what else. Since we're being specific with left and right, I'm going to go with the right butt cheek. That part in there. Chrissy, what's this part of your hand called? The webbing between your thumb and your index finger. I know the loose skin on your elbow is called a weenus.
I have no idea. I'm not an anime. Yeah, I was having pain in my knee, and like my friend who's a nurse is like describing all the parts of the knee, and I'm like, I don't know which part hurts. Like I couldn't tell you.
The area between the human thumb and index finger is also referred to as the thenar space.
There we go, thenar space. You got it. That actually sounds so sci-fi. It hurts.
Actually,
right?
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Give me a second. And then I'm going to go to the BuzzFeed article called 14 Body Parts You Didn't Know You Had.
Yes, let's do that. I like the sound of that.
Okay,
I would like to add left earlobe, if I could.
Left earlobe. The left earlobe.
Specifically left, yes.
Okay, so apparently this little downward curve in your upper lip has a name. It's called the tubercle.
Oh, cool.
The strand of connective tissue under your tongue, which, yes, I know it's there, but it's called the frenulum.
The frenulum?
The frenulum.
That's fucking amazing. Use that one.
Okay, give me 1 second. Yes,
Jake is back!
Jake is back.
Just as I finished making the 2-box, Jake is back.
Who?
I'm so slow.
14 body parts you never knew you had. Uvula is on here.
We knew
what
that.
What the fuck? Who doesn't know that they have a uvula?
We've been using that word for years.
Sure. Well, the frenulum I used.
Okay. Yes, I have no idea what happened. There's a poltergeist in my house somewhere. I don't know where it went.
It. He was like, I fucked with you enough for one night. Bye-bye.
Okay, so how far along are we?
We just
purely
are finding random body parts on the internet.
Oh, okay.
It's such a weird thing to say out of context.
Huh.
My bottle of wine is downstairs. I can't get another glass.
I actually knew that one.
Which one?
None of these are good. Okay, so there's two.
The underboob.
I'm using that. The skin between your nostrils is apparently called the columella nasi, or nasi, and the depression between your collarbones, that little thing that some people can suck in there, is the suprasternal notch.
Yeah. Those were two things that when I was drawing people a lot, I love to like accentuate those a lot. What?
Okay,
Ahsoka! No!
Underboob. All right, let me make sure I got it. Body part, adjective, usually chicken, left elbow, Yep, I got everything. So now I got to pull up the picture of the Mad Lib and fill this in. All right, guys. This is one of 3 that I found, and I chose the short one. That being the short one.
I have a chicken from Portugal.
The chicken from Portugal. This is the 50 Shades of Mad Lib.
Oh God, that's why we needed so many body parts.
Suddenly the realization hits.
And I chose the things that I chose.
Suddenly it makes sense.
Nikki's going, oh man. Anyway, you say suddenly it makes sense. Well, guess what? The first sentence is, suddenly
Can I change my answers?
It's
a little too late for that.
Suddenly he grabs me, tipping me across his taint. With one super hot movement, he angles his fart. So...
where's Dom? He has to do this with a mouthful of water.
Oh, I'll read it. We're
going to have to read it for him at another time.
We will. Okay, so with one super hot movement, he angles his fart, so my uvula is resting on the chicken beside him. Wow, she's deep-throating a chicken. Okay. Oh my god. He throws his left elbow over... He throws his left elbow.
He throws his left elbow.
Oh.
His
it's like
elbow is on the left side.
Right. He throws his left elbow over both mine and... What? Did I mess that up? Verb ending in... Oh, okay, so the galloping was supposed to be gallops because it was supposed to end in S. I messed that up. Okay. But anyway, he throws his left elbow over both mine and gallops his right butt cheek on the small of my left earlobe.
Right butt cheek. Left right elbow, left right butt cheek.
Holds me on the small of my left elbow, holding me down so I cannot stop. That was fitting. Good job. He places his frenulum. Sounds dirty. He places his frenulum on...
Now, what is the frenulum again?
Wow, I forgot.
Sorry to interrupt. I forgot, too. You said it out loud, and I completely forgot. Sorry to derail the Mad Libs.
It's the connective tissue on the bottom of your tongue.
Oh, okay.
Well, that makes it worse. He places his frenulum on... Did I spell this wrong? Jeffy? What were we supposed to eat for a noun? Jedi. Oh, God.
Jeffy!
This is the worst Mad Lib I've ever done.
Jeffy is better. Jeffy.
Jeffy. Okay, Jeffy. So, he places his frenulum on my rough Jeffy, softly vomiting me, stroking around and around with his badass palm. And then his underboob is no longer there. Oh, I forgot the last. Damn it.
What?
The last thing I needed was a level of intensity.
Taco.
Thank you.
Prefix.
Over 9,000. Okay, so, and then his underboob is no longer there. And he walks me
I would hope
over
so.
9,000. It was terrible, I know.
That's amazing.
My phone is dead, so there's no way I'm getting the Mad Lib app. Joining us for this half of the podcast is my wife from the couch.
Hi,
Say hi to
Omi.
Omikins.
How's the couch?
How's the couch, you were asked? It's couchy.
Nice.
That's a her answer. Okay,
That was a good
so
Mad Libs. I miss Mad Libs. We haven't done Mad Libs in so long.
I thought about it because I got the completed book that we used to do for Serious Gentlemen.
Yeah, we haven't done it since our last SGG, which actually me and John didn't do a Mad Lib for our PAX SGG, but that's okay.
Some
It
of
was a
these
one-off.
were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're about to fly off to exotic Vietnam, here are some great ways to make sure your luggage arrives safely.
Exotic Vietnam.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to take someone else. You wouldn't want someone to take your bag accidentally. Then you'd have to wear dirty, crotchless panties.
Oh.
That was one of our on nights.
Oh.
It does.
Okay.
But that,
Wait, you're gonna what, hon?
that's gross.
She's going to tweet me one to read.
Okay.
Oh.
great.
So, I have a picture, and it's a tub of great value. Yeah, it's like, I can't believe it's not butter.
Yes.
Or, holy shit, this could be butter.
Yes.
Haha, you were laboring under the you were laboring under the misapprehension that this is butter. Fuck you, it's margarine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, indeed. Oh man.
Yeah, those
So-
were all the topics I really wanted to talk about.
So let's see. While I'm in the thing of random, in the terms of random, I watched a short clip of Gordon Ramsay at Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, pretending to be his wax figure, scaring the shit out of
I
people.
bet he's really good at pretending to be a statue.
He's not.
He's not?
No, like, I mean, when the people came in the room and got like close to him, he did his best, but like, you know, on camera, you could easily tell that he was, you know, moving around and stuff. But like, you know, just a couple of like, one guy, like, there's two guys, friends, it's like, you know, this one looks like, you know, that whoever's standing next to Gordon, he's like, this one just looks so real. And the other guy's staring at Gordon Ramsay like, yeah, I know. Gets really close, and then he's just like, ah!
Oh my god.
And the guy screams high pitched like a woman, just ah!
Somebody at Madame Tussauds got me. He was literally a janitor, but he was standing really still. And then he started to move and I freaked out.
What is this on?
Funny.
Is this a Mad Lib you've done?
Yeah, it's from the app.
Oh, it's from the app, the kitchen inspection.
This weekend. World building.
Huh. So I'm supposed to read this? Okay. So this is called Kitchen Inspection. It's a Mad Lib I've been instructed to read. Mm-hmm. And it's from an app that you can get on your phone, and it gives you Mad Libs. So I like it. Inspectors from the State Department of Health and Balls came here today to inspect the Jiggly Kitchen and make sure that our moist cooks were washing their prairie oysters. Making sure your moist cooks are washing their balls.
Wait,
Okay.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah, this is the one they did during World Building this weekend.
Oh, okay, no.
So if you watch that,
I think I missed that one. But I think we've used prairie oysters before. I think that's why it sounds familiar.
probably have.
Go on.
So, washing their prairie oysters before preparing our bubbly meals. And that there are no little head crabs or pubic crabs running around in the kitchen spreading breasts. They checked the lunch prepared by our dietitian, Jeff Goldblum. We had spaghetti and ghost balls. On Tuesdays, we have boiled dodo with rice. Bring it back from the dead there. On Wednesdays, we have a choice of African swallow soup or a genital-piercing omelet with cooch juice sauce. The inspector found a lot of puss in the salad and said there was too much used Kleenex in the milk. I'm sensing a trend here. In the future, we will have less empty bottles of lotion to eat and more the Baconator. But I bet it will still taste greasy.
Oh my god. That was a rare... That was like on
Did you
point.
like have someone in chat just giving you all kinds of innuendo-laced things at the end there?
No, that sounds like Omi came up with all of those.
Oh, she said they had 10 people in chat throwing words at them.
Nice.
Huh. Cooch juice was definitely her, though.
Cooch juice.
Well, I had to kind of enlighten.
She had to enlighten people on that
it was
one.
like they wanted vaginal secretion. I'm like, you know what? I know a much cuter way to say that.
Exactly.
How could you make that cuter?
So anyway, my last topic, and we really don't have to talk about, is I am ridiculously excited. If anybody's familiar with D&D and Pathfinder, they're coming out with Starfinder, which is the sci-fi version. I have been writing a campaign for that for months. My problem is I don't know the rules. I figure they're going to be similar to Pathfinder because they said you could actually combine the two games if you wanted to and it would have no problem playing.
Yeah, well, it's by the same. It's by the same guys who made Pathfinder.
Yeah, it's the same company who made Pathfinder, which is, if you're not familiar, it's like kind of D&D 3.5 with some modifications.
Yeah. So I think the team that made 3.5 left Wizards of the Coast, or I think is that the title of the company?
I think that, yeah, Wizards.
Left Wizards and did their own thing, which is Pathfinder.
And it's really good. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of adventure packs and add-ons, and they make it so that anybody, really, as long as you follow their rules and their licensing or whatever, you can write your own shit and they'll feature it on their site.
That's cool.
But they're coming out with the sci-fi variant, and I am like, nah. That's my thing. Sci-fi is my jam. But I forgot to mention that topic earlier, and, we've been yammering on for over an hour here.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired.
When we were at PAX, they had the iconic characters displayed for on a poster for for Starfinder. That was exciting to look at.
Mm-hmm. I'm very interested.
There were probably almost as many as there are for Pathfinder, and there are a lot for Pathfinder.
Yeah,
at least the base classes.
See, initially I thought this was just going to be like a gimmick, like, oh, we're releasing some sci-fi rules for Pathfinder and stuff, but no, they're really putting their backs into this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other topics?
No, but I sort of just wanted to do more of what's on my desk.
All right, more of what's on your desk.
Valley book. It's from Fangamer, which I've spent so much money at Fangamer. They're such a great site, and everything's so pretty on the inside.
I have.
Is so nice.
Ooh, I gotta remember. Now that I'm sitting here, I gotta remember to take these.
That is a drawing of a big sister from BioShock 2, which is an underrated game in my opinion.
I thought it was a big sister.
Yeah.
So I gotta figure out how to clean these cards off a little bit.
Yeah, I just have a lot of drawings right here that I just kind of dug up today. Here are my Once Upon a Time maps. We've seen these before.
Yes! Oh, I love those
yeah.
things. Love those things.
Those are actually pretty awesome.
See, I've been writing. I've been writing since I was like in second grade, like in high school. I started writing this like fantasy series, and I found some old concept art for some of the characters in that series. I mean, like, there's no context for these, so you have no idea who these people are. But like, I just thought they looked cool. I came up with the designs first, and then wrote characters for them. So, and these are actually some. And I mean, I wish you guys could read what I've been writing, but it's not finished yet. But like these characters, they're fascinating to me the way I wrote them.
They look awesome.
Let's see. What else do I have? Just like a lot of random stuff that I draw. Like this is a parody poster of Breakfast at Tiffany's, but it's Breakfast at Elvira's.
That's awesome. So I also have like probably the best $10 I've ever spent. It's a coffee warmer. So it heats up. It's like a hot plate. You put your coffee cup on there, and it heats your coffee. It keeps it warm. And this saved me during the winter, because I hate when you microwave coffee, it like gives it like a burnt taste, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
This just keeps it warm. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It won't have much use in the summer, because when my hot coffee gets lukewarm, I just put ice in it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
It's the Butter King!
The Butter King soup.
So, okay. Context.
For those who don't know.
In Legion, the antagonist has many names.
And many faces.
And when we didn't really know what to call one of these faces, we just started calling him the Butter King. Because Jake said he looked like a stick of butter.
The stick of butter.
Yep.
Good stuff. I really have...
Good stuff.
I went through the interesting stuff on my desk already, which was not much. I have...
soy sauce.
Yeah, soy sauce. I have my Galaxy Note 4 that's falling apart, quite literally. Ooh. The screen is all cracky and messed up. The case I got for it is just completely, like, fraying and shredded.
Oh, I want to show off my case, because...
It's covered in grease and other vehicular fluids.
Ooh.
That sounds dirty.
I'm not going to be able to go back. I'm going to have to keep buying cases from this Etsy seller, because it's got like these little, it's an awesome hard case, but then it's got the rubber stuff, and it puffs up on the corners. So like if you drop it on a corner, it protects it more. But like the way I hold it, like the corners just sort of like, I stick my fingers there, and then it's a little more secure in how I hold it in my hand. So I like, especially when I'm playing games, so I just hold it like this, and like, I don't know. I feel like I won't be able to hold a phone properly if I go back to like old cases I used to have. I don't know. I love this case, and it's pretty. But anyway, it's pretty.
The other thing is it has a battery that dies between 18 and 33%.
So, that's bad.
Yeah. It's not going to explode, at least. It's not a Note 7.
Good point.
Oh, well, that's good, I guess. I love this one.
Oh.
I think this one's really beautiful. That's a nightingale. For those of you who don't know, Universal Studios Orlando, they do Halloween Horror Nights around the Halloween season, and they have these awesome original characters in their haunted houses. And there was one year where they did a haunted house about these shape-shifting banshees that disguise themselves as nurses, because these creatures are called nightingales, and they eat sick people. So they like to be around wars and like natural disasters. And this maze was awesome. It was set during World War I, and you're in the trenches. Like they created these sets that make you look like you're in the trenches. And these creatures, these nightingales, are chasing you. Ugh. And there's a scene where they literally, there's a scene in the maze where they literally rip a guy in half.
Nice.
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah. So Universal, make a movie out of these guys. These fabulous ladies are awesome.
Sorry, the pen for the Note 5 is all clicky.
Yeah, the Note 4 pen does not have the clicky feature.
It does not. I had it. No, I had.
I am out of topics. Unless you want me to start reading really random shit.
Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been fun doing a bullshit. But I have that same journal. It's on my bookshelf. Mike and Nikki actually got it for me.
Oh, right, we did.
Christmas, yeah. Anyway, It's been a lot of fun. I've been wanting to start doing the After Dark stuff for a while.
Yeah, this is fun.
And God.
And we can do what's on my desk on camera for once.
Yes!
Yes.
And have it not be a tangent. Have it actually be part of the freaking show.
Yeah. But I didn't get through my list. We will do that another time. Great.
Yeah.
Because this is a long list, honestly.
That's for like the next 5 years of Disney, right?
Yeah.
So we got time.
And this isn't even all of it. These are just the ones that I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, where can the people find you?
You can find me here on YouTube at Jacob's Hazard. You can find me here, at ASOTV, covering all the other shows that, I like. I do Once Upon a Time, I do Riverdale, Scream when that eventually comes back. We do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Legion hopefully soon, again, all the other things that you might be interested in. Or you can find me on Twitter, as always, tweeting me throughout the week, throughout the life at ToNowhereLand. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhereland Society.
Mike.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Philodin. I feel so inadequate after following Jake, but wow.
You can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter, Twitch, Pinterest, and as I mentioned before, I wrote some stuff on WordPress about Man of Steel, cleomoto.wordpress.com, and you can read what I have to say preliminarily about Batman vs Superman on my Tumblr, which is also Cleomoto. And you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, movies, and utter bullshit. Until next time, we have some more free time. Bye-bye.
Nightingales.
Bye.